สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today I am making another one of my mother's requests. She's been on a roll lately with her requests. So this is a great summer dessert that's quite popular in Thailand right now, and it's called เต้าหู้นมสด. Now เต้าหู้ is tofu and นมสด is milk. So essentially it is what I would call milk tofu, but in English I think it's better to call it milk pudding. And we use the term tofu because the texture at the end is very similar to very soft tofu, but it's made from milk. Very easy, it's cute, and it's so refreshing in hot weather like this. So let's get started. Alright, so one of the setting agents we are using is gelatin. So I've got here just powdered gelatin unflavored. When you're using powdered gelatin, you want to hydrate it first in water. So I'm putting some of the water into a little bowl, and then you're just going to sprinkle the gelatin right on top like this. And then we'll let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then this will just bloom and hydrate, and then it'll dissolve a lot more easily. So the rest of my water, I'm going to put it in a small pot. And then we're going to add the second setting agent, and that is of course agar, my favorite gelifying ingredient in the world. And if you don't know what agar is, I have a whole video that explains what it is and how to use it. I'll make sure to link to that, all right? And don't spill stuff that's in the pot. Okay, just stir that. And then I'm gonna add my milk. So this is just whole milk, regular milk. And then I'm going to add whipping cream. Some people in Thailand like to use evaporated milk instead of whipping cream. And I've done that too, and it's good. But I prefer the flavor of whipping cream better. So now I'm gonna bring this to a boil because agar really needs to boil before it will melt completely. And make sure you stir it, because if you don't stir it, the agar will set at the bottom, and then you'll get this thick layer of gel stuck to the bottom of the pot. Now, once it comes to a boil, you want to let it simmer for about 1 minute, just to make sure the agar is dissolved completely. So now I'm going to add my gelatin. So it should have had at least 5 minutes to sit by now. You don't want to add gelatin and then let it boil, because the prolonged heat exposure will actually compromise the gelatin's strength. So that's why we turn the heat off and then we put the gelatin in. I'm just gonna rinse this to make sure we get every last bit out. And now you want to give this a stir for another 1 to 2 minutes. It does take gelatin a while to dissolve into hot liquid. Now I'm going to sweeten this mixture with sweetened condensed milk. You can add as much as you like, really, whether you like it sweeter, less sweet. So we've got here 3 different milk products in here. So in some ways, you could call this a tres leches pudding. And these are my serving cups. Aren't they cute? So you can use whatever cups you want, but I would suggest do single serving size, okay? Because we're not gonna unmold this. So the jelly is gonna set in here. We're gonna serve it in here. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this in, but I'm not gonna fill it all the way up because you wanna have room to put our toppings and the sauce. Now, why did I use both gelatin and agar? I forgot to explain to you. So the 2 gelling agents give very different texture. Agar is firm. Gelatin is very bouncy and jiggly. So by combining the 2, you actually get a texture that's sort of halfway in between. And I'm not using a lot. I'm using very little of each, so it'll be very soft with a little bounce, yet firm enough that it'll set at room temperature without melting. And that's a benefit of agar that I like to use, because if you're serving this out on a hot summer day, gelatin will melt very quickly. But agar is solid at room temperature, so you don't have to worry so much about the serving condition, right? So in Thailand, a lot of people will do it with just agar, so that's possible too if you want to serve this to vegetarians. However, I like the extra bounciness from the gelatin, so I like to do a bit of both. Okay, in the fridge it goes. เต้าหู้นมสด is always served with a sauce, which is essentially just a liquid version of what we just made. Okay, the exact same ingredients, but the whole point of it is to sort of moisten the whole eating experience a little bit. So instead of eating, a block of dry jelly-like thing, now there's moisture going around, okay? So I've got here some milk, and I'm gonna add some whipping cream to it. Deja vu. And some condensed milk. So as of now, our pudding is just milk flavored, but if you want to flavor it with something else like vanilla, almond extract would be good too, or even mint extract, anything you like, you can go ahead and add just a couple of drops of extracts to both the pudding and the sauce. All right, so I'm gonna let this chill in the fridge, and then let's talk about toppings, because that's very important. So when it comes to toppings, most people go with fruits. Some people do things like beans or grains like barley, but I much prefer fruit because I think the milk really needs the bright freshness of the fruits. So, but you can go with whatever kind of fruit you want. I'm gonna show you my favorite. So strawberries. I love the way strawberries go well with milk. I mean, strawberries and cream, hello. This odd looking bowl here, I've talked about it before. This is Thai lemon basil seeds. And they're little black seeds. So what you do is you soak them into hot water, and after about 10 minutes or so, they'll swell up and become sort of like a gel, but with crunchy seeds inside. You can also use chia seeds. Chia seeds will do the exact same thing, but they won't swell quite as much. Next, moving on is jackfruit. Now, I have a video about how to peel a jackfruit and all this that I filmed in Thailand a while back, so you can check that out if you're not familiar with the fruit. But this one is canned, and canned jackfruit is available in lots of different Asian grocery stores. And all I did was I just cut them up into little pieces, okay? Because we've got, little puddings. The last one is my absolute favorite. This is called nata de coco. Okay, it's a product that originated from the Philippines, and what this is actually a bacterial fermentation byproduct of coconut water. So the way they make it is they let coconut water ferment, and as the bacteria slowly turn it into vinegar, they build this gel on top of the coconut water to protect themselves from the elements. And then humans go, oh, I wonder if that gel tastes any good. Oh, what do you know? It does. And so people started cultivating it, and it's got this really interesting, chewy, firm texture. And so what I do is I cut it up into smaller pieces just so it works better with our tiny little puddings. All right, let's put it together. So the jelly has set, and if you touch it, it should be very soft, a little bit bouncy. It should just barely hold together. That's the charm of this pudding, super soft. And now I'm gonna put the sauce on, and I like to put the sauce on after, because I put the sauce on first and the fruit starts floating around in the sauce. It's really hard to arrange. Look how cute that is! If you want, you can put a little mint leaf on it for a little extra green, but I'm totally happy with that. And for a tiny pudding, you need a tiny spoon. Ooh, so soft. Oh, it's like the perfect combination of fruity and milky, and it's super light. This is, if you're thinking panna cotta, this is miles lighter than panna cotta, and it's almost not a solid, it just like melts in your mouth as you try it. Oh, it's so good. And it's so cute. Look at it. I just love it so much. So I hope you give this a try. Definitely send me a photo once you've made it on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And the recipe will be on hotthaikitchen.com. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please do so right here so you'll never miss an episode. And I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.